Hello, 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 all of you beautiful people in my life. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my live video for today. So, for those of you that do not know me, my name is Sarah Jordan, and I absolutely love helping women fall in love with their body, their biology, how their body actually works, their natural rhythm, their natural cycle, and bleeding or not, you do still have a cycle. I've worked with women who are pregnant, breastfeeding, postpartum, let's see here. They've had a hysterectomy, they're perimenopause, menopause, beyond menopause. We all have a cycle. If you've ever had a uterus, you have a cycle. So I help you use that for your communication, for relationships, for your business. I love talking business and launch strategy and copywriting and funnels and all of these different pieces in the lens or the context of your cycle. Freaking just lights me up. But that's not what we're talking about today. I had a moment. This is my Jesus year. So I'm 33 this year. Technically, Jesus would have died by the time he was this far along in his 33rd year. So, grateful that I haven't done that, but technically. So, I had a moment though, speaking of dying, irony, speaking of dying, I had a moment in June where this thought, unbidden, crossed my mind of, if I died tonight, I'd die happy and it'd be okay. And it was like kind of a blindsided thing. And I'm going to tell you a whole bunch more. So just up front, there will be, here is your trigger warning of suicidal thoughts, okay? And postpartum depression. There's your trigger warning. But this happened in June. So much has happened this year. Like, oh my gosh, so much has happened this year. It's just insane to me when I think of it. And like, I reconnected with my sister. I flew her up here and we got to know each other, honestly, for the first time, not as, adolescents and bickering and fighting with each other. And then my brother had his accident like 2 weeks later, not even 2 weeks later. And we got to see each other again. And I had more of a connection with him than I've ever had before. Got to see my dad. Not that we didn't ever not have a connection. It just, I don't know, a lot has happened this year. I have flown across the country. I've met people who I've only ever known in the online space. They've been like my besties, but in the online space. And I actually got to hug their necks in February this year. And so many of these different things. And so in June, something that I had wanted to do was get away with my bestie for a weekend. Now, she has 4 kids and I have 4 kids, and that's hard to do. But it was looking like she was going to be moving to Oklahoma, and currently she's like 90 minutes away, but Oklahoma's a whole lot farther away. And so it was feeling like our last opportunity to go and do this thing, and she didn't know that I had this desire in me. And she and I had been talking, and there was a few things that she was just like, I just need some space. And so I, little secret, here, reached out to her hubby and I was like, so could I come kidnap your wife this date to this date? And he's like, actually, those dates don't work, but these ones work, which were actually closer, which is a really good thing, because as much as I love gifting surprises, a little bit hard for me to keep my mouth shut. And so we worked it out. And so it was actually just 2 days away or something like that, 3 days away, something like that, that I just showed up at her house with flowers and a card and was like, pack a bag, we're leaving. And so we went to the spa. On the way to the Airbnb that I had found, I found a beautiful Airbnb in, Colorado high country, beautiful views. It's the off season. It was a ski resort. It's the off season. It's summer. We got green grass. We got summer wildflowers popping, beautiful leaves on the aspen trees. Like, it was just gorgeous. Stop at the spa on the way, get up there. I've made food. She happened to be bleeding or was due to bleed that weekend. And so I made food specifically to nourish her body in her bleeding space, which was just, I love being able to do that for for people that I love. Like, obviously, I love teaching it because I have an entire program around it. But if I can gift that to someone, I love gifting, moms in postpartum things that are actually nourishing to their bodies, not, something from the local store that's not actually going to do anything for them in their postpartum period. And so we get up there, we have a evening. She actually was a little bit sick from the detox from the spa time that we had in the natural waters that we were in. And so she actually went to bed super, super early, and I just read a book and I journaled a little bit. And then I laid back in this ginormous king size bed with these sheets that feel awesome. And I kid you not, I think there was 18 pillows on my bed. And I just lean back into these pillows that has this faux fur that's like tickling me. And it's just this most supportive space ever. Just like, it feels so nice to be here. It's like 10-ish, 9:30-ish at night. It is silent. Did you miss the part where I have 4 kids? It is silent. There's not a motor of a fan running. I can't hear the refrigerator in the kitchen. There's nobody screaming. There's nobody crying. There's nobody snoring. It's silent. And it was just like, people get excited. In this season that I'm in right now, I cannot get excited about a sound bath. Like, you can tell me all of the benefits of going to a sound bath. You can tell me how the frequencies are going to do amazing things to my body and, put my energetics in a pretzel or unpretzel my energetics or all of these different things. Sound bath sounds absolutely awful. Silence is the sound bath of my heart in this season that I'm in right now, especially with the 2-line in my human design. I'm just like, give me all of the quiet spaces. I don't even want, a certain frequency, megahertz music on in the background. Just give me silence. Anyway, so it's silent, and I'm laying there against these pillows, and the lights are turned low. It's like just this glow that's in there. There's light that's there, but it's not, glaring light. It's a full moon outside shining through my window. And this thought, just unbidden, blips through my mind of, I could die tonight and I would be happy. And then the narrative takes over and it's like, wait, what did you just say? No? Deep sigh. I could, if I did die tonight, I would be happy. And so, just again, the trigger warning here for anyone who needs it. I'm going to talk a little bit about my journey with postpartum depression and suicidal thoughts and that kind of thing. But it was such an energetic flip from the previous, from the first, I'm not going to count the first decade, but the first 30 years of my life, honestly. High school, there was a lot of manipulatory thoughts of suicide, of like, well, if I wrecked, would you care? Really low, disempowered frequencies. So I would volley from that to, oh my gosh, I have so much yet to do. I can't die now. I haven't had kids yet. I haven't gotten married yet, which were really high on my priority list, which is why the first one was born when I was 22 and I was married at 19. Anyway, but those were really high on the priority list of like, I can't die. Like, I don't want the world to end because I grew up, Y2K prepping and all of these things with my parents. And so there was a lot of doom and gloom that I grew up with of the world is ending tomorrow, the world is ending tomorrow, the world is ending tomorrow. I'm like, I don't want it to end tomorrow. I want to have kids. Check. Got it done. And so that was like high school years. And then my first baby was born when I was 22, and I didn't know what it was after him, but I had postpartum depression. I had suicidal thoughts after him. Again, after my second was born, again, after a second trimester loss, again, after a 10-week miscarriage. All of these different times, I had these incredible, strong suicidal thoughts. It was literally, the devil and the angel like cartoon where one's whispering here and one's whispering here. I just had the devil whispering, telling me what to do. And, there's contained spaces on the internet where I share in depth about that story. Energetic escort is specifically where. But I didn't know anything about energetics. I didn't know anything about raising my frequency. I didn't know any of these different pieces, and I've learned them over the course of the last 3 years. And I know that there's more for me to learn. But when I think of a very specific time, and I'm going to be really brief with this, if you want details, you know, get an energetic escort. But there was a specific time where I was putting away clothes and I had a pair of pants that I just like slung over my shoulder, taking them from the dryer to put them away. And somehow the legs had ended up separated around my neck, and I went like this, and it was like, oh, that'd be really easy to, just. And so I took myself outside to remove myself from the situation. I was like, I can't be here right now. I'm going to go outside where there's not things that I can go outside, and then that little guy on my shoulder showing me all the farm implements and everything else that I could use. And I ended up sitting on the ground, touching the earth, crying, emotional release, grounded, touching the earth. And at some point when the tears ran out, I started to sing a hymn because it was the only thing I could come up with. I didn't know it then, but now with everything that I understand of energetics, all three of those things are things that will actively raise you on the energetic scale. I pulled out, devil left my shoulder, I came back in the house, I threw away the note that I'd written my husband, and I was okay for that day. It wouldn't be the only time, it's just the most vivid one in my memory, specifically because I was using energetic tools to raise my frequency back up out of this bad space. And now I understand all of these different pieces, and it's just so incredible to me to have been laying there in June in that Airbnb and have this thought of, if I died tonight, I'd die happy. I've reconnected with my sister. We have an incredible relationship. I would love years and years and years more, but I'm happy with where we are. My husband and I are incredible. We have a fantastic relationship. I would love years and years and years more, but I don't feel lacking at all. I have incredible relationships with all of my children. I would love years and years and years more, but I'm abundant in those relationships. There's no lack. And I just went through this list. It was this with my sister, this with my husband, this with my children, this was so-and-so, this was so-and-so, this was so-and-so, this was so-and-so. I've had this experience. I've had that experience. Wow, look how full my life already is, and I'm only 33. Earlier this year, we set up accounts for each of my children that are going to do wonders for them in 15, 20, 30 years. I didn't have that. Nobody was estate planning for me. Nobody. My kids already have these in place. And it was just this complete, secure, amazing, masculine resting place that I found myself in June of, I'm held because these relationships are incredible. I could do more years and they're amazing. Financially, my family is so held, so taken care of. We could do more, but it's a good space. I'm healed. It wasn't I'm going to die because of this, and this problem, or as a manipulation tool like it would have been in my teens, or as an escape route as it was with the postpartum depression. It was just this complete shalom. Shalom is the Hebrew word for peace. This complete shalom in my life of, if I went tonight, all the boxes are ticked and I'd go happy. And it felt like this, if you've been through my free course, The Vortex, it felt like I was completely in the middle of the vortex in that moment. Like all the chaos was on this side and I was through it. I was in the midst of the vortex with so much more on the other side, but I wasn't there yet. And I may still not be there yet, but it was like this cocoon, this bubble of good. And everything after this is just as a bonus. Further relationships that I get to deepen, brand new relationships that are going to come into my life, more money that we're going to make, the experiences that we're going to have, the places we're going to travel, the things we're going to do, the people we're going to meet, the textures I'm going to feel, the tastes I'm going to taste that I've never tasted before. The all of it. It just is bonus from here on out. I don't know what age people typically reach this middle, this cocoon at. Maybe it's 70. Maybe it's 80. Maybe it's 30. I don't know when most people reach this cocoon, but I hit it this summer and it's so freaking incredible that everything from here on out just gets to be bonus. Just gets to be icing on the cake. Another grand story I get to share. Another amazing feeling I get to experience. From here on out, it's all just icing on the cake. There's no lack left. It's pure abundance. And I wrote this all out in the text if, you're not someone who likes to watch videos, because I'm typically not someone who will watch very many videos. But I wanted to share it with you and have this emotion with you also. And if you aren't at that point in your life, I want to ask you what's missing. Like, what do you feel like? Where is the lack? Is it just purely that, you have a small child and you haven't gotten to see them do anything yet? Like, you can't expedite that process, but are you making now this moment count? Are you making now this next moment count? That's what I'm doing all of the time now. All of the time. I made a post earlier this year. It was like, let's not lean into the I only have 18 summers with this child, or oh my gosh, I only have 5 summers left with this child. Instead, it's if you're making the most of every moment that you do have, it doesn't matter if you have 5 summers or if you have 18 summers, because ultimately you have however many summers the two of you live, if you're making every moment count. And if understanding energetic frequency is something that you would really, really like to do, I want to invite you on a 30-day journey with me. It's going to start October 1st. I will be on vacation, but things are going to be planned out for you, mapped out for you. And we're going to go through an energetic upgrade over the course of 30 days. Now, they say that if you figure out where your energetic set point is, and you're actively working on it for 3 weeks, you will raise your energetic set point, a acceptable amount. You're not going to leap 500 points on the energetic scale. It doesn't work like that. But we're going to go through a full 30 days. So on average, most women will go through every phase of their cycle in that time frame. We're definitely going to hit that 21-day mark that everybody thinks is so magical, of raising your energetic frequency together. And it's only $77 right now. Full price is going to be $222, but it's only $77 right now. It's called Dynamic Boost. I'm so freaking excited. So a post will drop every single day. We'll have it housed inside of a Facebook group. A post will drop every single day, and it will just be an action step. Take you 5 minutes, maybe. If you want it to take longer, it can take longer. If you want it to take less time, you can probably squeak it out on most of them. So, like, on average, 5 minutes a day, you go do the thing, the action step that gets listed, and actively, over the course of 30 days, we're going to raise your energetic set point, and I'm so freaking excited for it! So, $77. If you would like the link, go ahead and just message me or go ahead and comment here, and I will get you the link for Dynamic Boost, and we can go get a boost together, because the equinox is next week. Days will be getting shorter after that, and it is harder to maintain a great mental state when the days are shorter, at least for us in the Northern Hemisphere, when the days are shorter. And so raising our energetic frequency so that you're out of that lower frequency kind of danger zone is going to be absolutely amazing for you overall headed into winter. So super excited. Joni wants in. Yes, girl. I will get you the link for it. And share this video. Like, go ahead and share this video. I do draws randomly for anyone who has shared videos of mine in the past. And so go ahead and share this video, because maybe somebody that you know needs to, hear what I had to say here too, even if it's just the cocoon piece. Or maybe they want in also, and you get to bring some besties with you and go through Dynamic Boost together. How cool would that be? You have like 4 or 5 besties in the group, and you're all like getting to chat back and forth, and oh my gosh, I did this today, how did you feel? That would be such a fun time. Like, heck yes. Hello, sisterhood. So I will talk to you all soon, and I will get Joni a link. I love you all.